Alright, welcome back guys. This is our last video in this series. We're going to export our spaceship from Maya and input it into our game in Unity. The first thing we need to do is make sure that our FBX plugin is turned on. So in Maya, go to Windows, go to Settings, Preferences, and our good old plugin manager. The one that we're looking for is not in the big old list over here. So come down below that, and we're looking for the FBX Maya.bundle. Make sure that is loaded, and let's go ahead and auto-load that. We'll use it again later. Once those are on, you can close this. And then we're going to go to File, Export Selection, make sure your ship is selected. Go to the little options first, and we're going to change the file type to FBX Export, just like that. And we'll go ahead and click on Export Selection. Normally what happens is when these things get exported, or rather when we import them into Unity, they end up being very, very small. So we need to change one of the options here to hopefully fix that. So over on the right hand side under the options section here, toward the bottom, there's an advanced options drop down. Go ahead and, if that isn't down, go ahead and open that up. Turn off that automatic checkbox so we can change the file units converted to. And I think I did meters and it was a little too big. So I'm going to choose millimeters. We'll give this a shot. We'll try millimeters. We can always, there's stuff we can do in Unity to make our ship bigger again. Just trying to take one less step out of it. I'm going to save this as spaceship.fbx. This is going into my scenes folder. You could do this to your desktop. That would be okay. But choose where you're going to export this and go ahead and export it. And then we're going to go over to Unity. And then let's get our spaceship in, and then we're gonna have to go back and get the material and import that as well. But let's go up to Assets, go to Import New Asset. And by the way, your scene should be loaded up here before we do this, because we're actually putting it into the game. My spaceship was in my spaceship project in my scenes folder, and I'm going to choose my spaceship FBX, going to import that, and it pops in here as a prefab. I'm going to drag it into my hierarchy, and we can see that my scale is set to 10. I probably chose the wrong one. Should have chose meters. I think that did a lot better. So to change this, to fix this, back in my project here, spaceship here, in the inspector, I'm going to change my scale factor to like 10. And I have to then click on Apply. And it's getting a little bit bigger. I'm checking my scene view here for what that should look like. And I'm trying to scale it to a similar size as the ship we already had. Let's try 100. Oh, that's way too big. How about 50? Maybe still a little big. 25? And this may be a process that you need to go through as well, just to figure out how big your spaceship needs to be. And that's looking pretty good. Just for my peace of mind, let me try 30. And I went too far. Let's apply that. That's good. Okay, so to finish this off, I'm going to move that. This really doesn't matter. What we do need to do is we need to steal all the stuff from under the original player, the engines and the shot spawn, and I'm going to drag those into my new spaceship. And yeah, it's going to lose the prefab, but that's fine. I can get rid of the old player, and then you may need to kind of adjust where these things are, like your shot spawn. I can come a little bit closer to my ship. The engines you may need to move around. And then any scripts that were on, I shouldn't have deleted that, any scripts that were on the player also need to be applied to this spaceship. Actually, let me undo that. There we go. Okay. Shot spawn can move a little bit. The engines can move. And then let's check this out. So on my player, we have a mesh renderer. Let's collapse it. That's good. We need a rigid body. We need a rigid body component. We need a mesh collider. And all these things need to go onto our other spaceship. And what we can actually do is on this component line, click on the little gear. We can copy this component. Unfortunately, we do have to do this one by one. And we can paste those components as new on our spaceship. And there goes our rigid body. There's going to be this animator on here where we don't need that. You could get rid of that if you want to. I don't think it does any harm, but I don't know. It's good not to have extra things that we don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to copy that, paste this one. So that's our mesh collider. You probably do need to change the mesh collider here. Yeah, it's using the player ship collider. So instead of that, I'm just going to choose the one that is my ship. It may be named something weird. That's okay. Let's keep copying and pasting this stuff. So we have the mesh collider. We need the script. Copy that. Paste it to our ship. So that keeps all of our speed, the tilt, all of the boundary information on there. That's good. Even the shots and the shot spawn, all that's still set up. What else is there? Our audio source. I am using the done script. I've done this before. I've done this tutorial before, but I don't have it on this computer, so I just used the done script. You should be using your scene that you made. Don't be using the done script or the done scene for this. I think that's it. That's all for the components. So I can finally get rid of my the old player object. And now you're probably looking at kind of a gray ship here for our spaceship. It said, hey, we spent all that time doing our textures. Where the heck is my texture? It's not imported yet. So again, we need to go up to Assets, Import New Asset, and then from our Source Images folder, we need to grab that our color texture, our spaceship color. We'll import that. It pops in there. I think we can go select the spaceship here in the project folder. We can come down, and the spaceship color material, we can just drag our image, our spaceship color image, onto there. This is different every time. There we go. Okay, so you need to open up the material attribute or component, whatever this is called, and you can drag you don't want to select it, but you can drag this over to the albedo little box here, and then when you let go, it should show up in the scene view here. So let me frame up on my ship here. Let's make that bigger so we can see it. And there we go. All that same stuff that we had is there. And then, cross your fingers, let's play this. I don't think I have a game view. Oh, it's over here. I'm gonna die. Here come the asteroids. Can I do it in time? Oh. Oh, I died. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. I can move. There we go, I can shoot. And that all works. Let's see what happens. Can I blow up? Yeah. The player explosion wasn't there. But that's also still something that you can throw on there. Oh, my spaceship is not tagged. So your new spaceship also needs to be tagged as the player. And go through and debug some of this. If things aren't working, get them to work. Go back through any of the old tutorials for the space shooter and set this stuff working. Let me try it one more time. My problem was when I died. There we go. Now I have all of the things going on. Alright, so that's it. You've successfully made your own character for the space shooter. Congratulations.